Yeah. Now, I kind of want to talk about the edge rushers really quick, too, because it kind of...
Oh, can we not, though?
Okay, wait. Well,
Plead the fifth, Rob.
I personally think, like, they're not flashy, they're not loud, but I feel like it could go either way with them this year. They're either going to be, like, they are on the cusp of exploding into greatness or exploding into just being bad. What do you think that they would need to do to be really good this season?
I think there's two answers to that question. Answer number one, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little while on, and that is Austin Booker really emerges in year two. I loved Booker in the draft coming out of Kansas. He was a Minnesota transfer, only a part-time player at Kansas, but really explosive in that part-time activity, and then just absolutely lit it up in the preseason. I think he had 3.5 or 4.5 sacks in 2.5 games. It was wild, and then he hurt his knee at the end of the preseason and is on injured reserve. Not expected to keep him out for the full season, but probably out until October. So get Austin Booker back, get him healthy, and turn him loose on third downs. That's step one. Step two, Dayo Odeyingbo has to prove that he's more than just a run-stopping defensive end. And he's being paid to be more than just a run-stopping defensive end, even though he really hasn't done much as a pass rusher until the second half of last season. That was it in his fourth year in the league. So there's a lot of hope being placed in spots that maybe aren't the most hopeful. I didn't want to talk about it because that's just not the approach that Ryan Poles took this offseason. I had defensive end as my number one need for the team going into free agency and the draft, and they sort of addressed it in signing Odeyingbo, but not really. There's not a real pass rush complement to Montez Sweat. He went the other way, and he said it's all going to be about the interior. And so on the defensive front, where were the assets? They were poured into the interior of the defensive line. Grady Jarrett was the big free agency acquisition in the middle. Shamar Turner was a second-round pick. Unfortunately, he's still inactive coming back from an off-season injury tonight, so you don't get to see him. But two of the top four defensive tackles are under tackle, three technique, pass rushing specialists. Collapse the pocket from the inside. And on the offensive side of the ball, Poles said, offensive tackles, whatever. Who needs those? We're pouring assets into the interior. Get me Drew Dahlman, the top center on the market. Make a big trade for Joe Thuney, the multi-time All-Pro, I think 4-time Super Bowl champion from New England and Kansas City, and swing that trade for Jonah Jackson, which I thought represented horrible value, but it's a heck of a lot better than just running out an undrafted free agent at right guard and hoping that it works.